Now at 5:30, record water temperatures lead to devastation off of the Florida Keys.
22% of the tagged staghorn corals that they looked at have survived.
And concern more is coming.
All indications are that the Earth is still, this coming year, going to be possibly another record breaker.
Tonight, the effort to slow the coral crisis. And this, by the way, is a worldwide problem. Just this past Friday, in fact, a new mass bleaching was reported at the Great Barrier Reef.
CBS News Miami's Dave Warren takes a look at what is being done to try and stem the warning tide.
Scientists from NOAA returned to the Florida Keys this month. Their mission? To assess the impact of last summer's marine heat wave on the reefs.
I think we were really bracing for major losses of coral.
Andrew Baker is with the University of Miami Rosenstiel School. We came to him after NOAA released its report. Of the 1,500 staghorn coral surveyed, less than 22% remain alive. Those coral were only observed at Carey's Fort and Horseshoe Reef. Elkhorn coral, they were found farther south, but only at 3 of the 5 reefs surveyed. At Lou Key, neither coral survived.
Something like 22% of the tagged staghorn corals that they looked at have survived, which, is not great, but it's a hell of a lot better than we were fearing.
Fears that peaked last summer as ocean temperatures soared to record levels in a matter of days. And while coral did die, not all were impacted the same.
Typically, this bleaching event happens over weeks, but we've seen these corals essentially cooked in a matter of days, which is extremely alarming.
Dalton Hesley is a senior research associate at the university. When that alarm sounded, it caused him and other researchers to become rescuers.
It was necessary to actually launch a full-scale coral rescue.
Returning when the water cooled just a few weeks later. It's research that these scientists are doing here in these tanks that they hope will solve the long-term problem of helping corals survive despite a warming ocean due to climate change.
We're actually very interested in looking at these survivors to figure out why they survived and how can we use that to generate corals that are better able to deal with the climate of the future.
Ensuring that the coral not only survives, but thrives is essential for all those living in South Florida and the Keys.
If this coral were thermally stressed or heat stressed, it would turn white.
White or bleached coral. When they look like this, they no longer have food and can eventually die.
We're preparing for more of the same. All indications are that the Earth is still, this coming year, going to be possibly another record breaker. And that's kind of news for us.
Ocean waters, they're already warm this year, which means if the warming ocean trend will not change, then the coral will have to.
We think that actually this species is an unusually tolerant species that seems to actually resist heat stress quite well.
And it means these researchers will have more research to do as summer temperatures rise later this year.
And that means really incorporating new science into the way that we restore and try to use the best available science and collaborate and coordinate among investigators to really make sure that we're putting out the best corals we can.
Well, so the report showed that close to 80% of the coral in the Keys was impacted by that ocean heat wave, but 20% managed it, and it's work that continues to be done in these tanks here at the Rosenstiel School that they hope will get those numbers up and help deal with warmer and warmer ocean temperatures. In Virginia Key, I'm Dave Warren, CBS News Miami.
Tomorrow at 5:30, coral is important for more than just our habitat. It can also be a real lifesaver.